Hello everyone and welcome to this week's video tutorial. Today will mark the beginning of the introduction of a new opening system by Black. There will be 4 videos today. Again, I would like to express my gratitude and thanks to Master Wenqing and Grandmaster Qiang for allowing me to use the material to make this move. So without further ado, let us begin. Central cannon, screenhouse defense, and red would choose the 7th pawn advancement variation. Black would counter likewise. Red 6 and at this point the major variations would now diverge. If h7 plus 6, it will be the left riverbank horse variation. On this board, red plays c8 equals to 9 and black refuses to accept the trade of chariots. And instead of playing r9 minus 1 for the edge cannon for chariot exchange variation, whereby black could immediately counter, red would play r8 plus 2. Now this is known as the high chariot to protect horse variation and was very popular in the 1950s to 70s. And this opening system gradually fell out of favor upon the emergence of c9 minus 1 for the edge cannon for chariot exchange variation, which has been covered in the earlier videos. Nevertheless, there are still many interesting traps and tactics to be used for black and red in this opening system. Now, with this move, there will now be 2 pieces attacking the chariot, and one key piece in black's formation will be this cannon, whereby it will be used to retreat to attack the. Thus, black could a lot of material attacking red's right flank very early on in the game. Now, unfortunately, this move is perhaps not as powerful as c9 minus 1 because the cannon was already. Nevertheless, let us see how this opening system goes. And faced with this position, usually red will play h8 plus 7. Now, this is developed as a proper horse in continuation of p7 plus 1 earlier. With p7 plus 1, the horse can now move to the riverbank for attack. Black would usually consolidate his defense with e3 plus 5, which is the correct elephant to move. If e7 plus 5 were moved, this cannon would not be protected and black would have trouble trying to develop his chariot as a kingside chariot later on. He would not have this option anymore. And this would lead us to the position of discussion spot, whereby red would attack with h7 plus 6, moving the horse to the riverbank. The idea behind this move is many. Black would be prepared to attack the central pawn, this pawn, and also perhaps h6 plus 4 to attack the horse later on if need be. These are some possibilities. Also, if black tried to play a4 plus 5, red could counter with c8 equals to 6 to prevent chariot. So these are some of the possibilities that red can come up with by playing h7 plus 6. And faced with this move, black would usually counter in with c2 minus 1 or r1 plus 1. Now, r1 plus 1, this would be version B. So now let us go to version A, c2 minus 1. And since black retreated the cannon, red would double down his attack on the central file with g8 plus 4. This is a very practical move. The target is obvious, but it is considered to be a slow but steady approach to the game. And usually, it will be advocated that black plays c2 equals to 4. Now, c2 equals to 4 offers the advantage of playing c4 plus 2 if the red cannot move, thus during the red chariot. Now, this would keep the cannon at bay. Now, what about c2 equals to 7 as black's original intentions? Chariot to safety, threatening to capture the cannon. Try to dodge this cannon. Okay, so as can be seen, just within a span of 11 plies, black could have moved this cannon 3 times. So that is wise, this is not a good idea. His cannon to the riverbank to safety and also attack. Black tries to attack, but now red will shift the focus of his attack flank and attack the horse over here. So red's formation is well coordinated, and he will slowly but surely gain the initiative, and as the game evolves, it will be to black's disadvantage. So that is why c2 is equals to 7 is here, because after a3 plus 4, there's always alpha plus 2 to attack the king. And equals to 8 in response to c2 equals to 4. Black chariot. And red starts his attack on the central file, trading material. Instead of playing capturing and giving central cannon, black will usually counter this manner. After trading cannons, black attack the horse. Let's say chariot away to allow the cannon to protect the horse. Red will play r8 c2 1 to capture the pawn, and red would now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pawns versus black's 2 pawns. So this 3 pawn advantage will be very significant as the game goes on, and red would not have to worry about black's r8 equals to 7 because he can protect the horse in this manner. Protect the pawn so that the horse will now be ready to go. Let's say black, he could retreat the horse and develop the horse from this flank for attack. Black's position is very versatile, and red's position is very versatile, and if as long as the game goes on, red will be able to accumulate more and more advantages. So this would lead us to variation B. Variation B, r1 plus 1 is played. Now r1 equals to 1 is played, so instead of maybe moving the advisor, now once this chariot is developed as a ranked chariot, the only moves, only intersections where it can be continued, or r1 equals to 6. So that is why red will usually play c8 equals to 6 in anticipation to prevent the chariot from moving here. Now this is a attacking move. If red continued with c8 plus 4 as mentioned in the first variation, black counter would threaten the horse. Red will now develop his chariot, attack the cannon, and red would not have gained anything for his efforts. Black would be able to construct a powerful defense and immediately start counter-attacking. This horse will be very vulnerable to attack. Now what would happen if, let's say, red played c8 equals to 9, attempting to attack this flank and also to develop his chariot with r9 equals to 8. Now black would play c2 minus 1, 8, c2 equals to 7 to dislodge the red chariot. Notice that it has only one safe intersection to move to. 4, red counter attack the horse, which is very vulnerable, p3 plus 1, and black would simply retreat his chariot and prepare to attack. Now red will be placed in a dilemma no matter if it accepted the trade of pawns as not, because now there'll be 1, 2, 3 attacking this flank. So black will gain position with many options to continue, whereas black's defense would still be sufficient at the moment to handle red's aggression. That is why c8 equals to 6 would be better than c8 plus 4 or c8 equals to 9. c8 equals to 6, black would usually play c2 equals to c2 plus 4 to attack the chariot by capturing the pawn, and this would be a small snare. Now this would discourage red cannot play p3 plus 1 to offer trade of pawns, because black would now definitely retreat his cannon, threaten the horse, and let's example horse moved away. Now capture the pawn, threaten the chariot and attack. Let's say the chariot moved away. I could immediately start attacking this flank and red would be on all sorts of trouble. So that is why and snare with this move. Usually red would continue with 6 plus 4 to attack. R1 equals to 6. And the red chariot is now in danger, but the horse forced to decide where it will move. Usually black would try to trade and cannot capture, or the horse will be attacking it. Bit of material. Hence, red attacks the central tile. It will be a standoffish situation, but red would have a slight advantage and can be happy with this situation. So, summary, in this spot, two variations were discussed. C2 minus 1 for this variation. In variation A, C2 minus 1, red tries to play C2 equals 7, but red will play C8 plus 4, and in the end, manage to come away with a significant pawn advantage. B, R1 plus 1, and the result was a standoffish situation, but red would have a slight advantage as he could now take his time to orchestrate or organize a very powerful attack. Red would have a slight advantage, but black would still have a playable game. So let us view this spot from the eyes of black. Seventh pawn and high chariot to protect horse variation. Now, as can be seen from the eyes of black, this horse is heavily protected. There's C2 plus minus 1 to attack. Upper horse is perhaps the most commonly utilized. 5 to trap the chariot. 6 C2 minus 1. In variation 4, plays 4 because if C2 equals to 7, that's his position to attack and trouble. 4, R9 equals to 8. So, black would be 4. Red will usually play C1 to gain a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 versus 2 black pawns, and red will have a 3 pawn advantage. Variation B, R1 plus 1, and used to allow 4 if 4, black would not, red would not have gained much for his efforts. C8 equals to 9 is not ideal because C2 minus 1, and black would now be prepared to storm this flank after concentrating a lot of material on this flank. C8 equals to 6 would be red's best bet, it appears. R2 plus 4, still trap. If black played P3 plus 1, black would retreat and commonly used tactic. 4, red does not play P3 plus 1, instead he advances the horse across the river to protect the pawn. I'm in the red chariot. And it will be a standoffish situation, but red will be attacking. So I hope you've enjoyed this short video. If you like the work that I've been doing, please do subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. Thank you.